Hey, hi everyone. Good evening. Good evening. Welcome to the lecture. Welcome to Cat Ninjas. Welcome. So, even before we proceed, shall we quickly do a mic check, the audio video check, and then we can proceed. Somebody in the meeting, you can give me a quick confirmation on this. Yeah. Good evening, Nazia. Good evening, Vipul. Good evening. Good evening. Yeah. Great. Glad that you guys joined in. Let's get started. And meanwhile, let the momentum build. Before we start, let me just quickly introduce myself. Yes, so I think Vipul was texting me the other time saying that aren't we having a class in the afternoon? Kind of, yeah, because of paucity of the time slots that I take. So yes, I have shifted this to the evening, and yeah, for the next couple of days, we will do only the late night lectures because the bandwidth is not kind of allowing me to do the afternoon lectures. So therefore, I will be doing on the YouTube in the kind of night, and the other time, otherwise, I will be taking on the special classes, etc. I will complete. I will complete towards the end of it. So let's continue our discussion on the games and tournaments, in which I think we discussed two concepts by now. The first one was about the round robin kind of a concept, round robin concept. Then second concept that we discussed is the knockout one. The two concepts we will look at. Can we do many more sets on that? We will see it later since most of you are preparing for CAT 21. So I'm leaving those concepts so that you can kind of do the practices from your end. That's how we can integrate and save some time. Okay, I'll talk about the third concept today, which is the concept of controlling numbers. So how does this controlling number work? Most of you might have some idea because in math labs and all, you kind of play these kind of games. If not, let's quickly look at this particular concept today. That's what we kind of do. Yeah, before coming to that, let me quickly introduce myself. I'm Belvi Srinivas. I've been working since 2007. That's about 14 years now in various capacities, both in training as well as in administration, management. Yes, so over a period of time, I developed the skill to effectively train the students in the area of QA, DI, and ELR. Yeah, for short understanding, for short brief, for a brief communication, you can always use this Telegram channel. And yes, any of the small short counsel needs, we can address that from this particular channel. Yeah, okay, well, welcome, good evening, welcome to the lecture. Yeah, so before we do, let me quickly introduce the two kinds of products that Unacademy offers. The one is the Plus subscription. The other one is the Iconic subscription, which is generally represented by Star. In the Plus subscription, you get exposed to quite a bit of structured courses, different kind of people, different educators. They offer different. Good evening, Sonakshi. Good evening, Aman. Yeah, good evening. Glad to see you guys back. Yeah, they offer different kind of courses at different difficulty levels. That's what we mean by the structured courses. Of course, all right. So when you go onto the platform, that's when you see what is the exact offering of that particular course. There will be always a short video saying that what would be the coverage in that particular course, basically. Yes, along with that, you get a structured test as well, a week after week, things like that. So, along with all these offerings in the Iconic, you get one-to-one interactions. Interactions of any nature. It can be interaction with respect to concept clarification, the doubts clarification, or with respect to the B school admissions. It could be with respect to your interviews. Any of this. It could be with respect to test. Any of this, you can set up a meeting with your mentors, and then you can have that discussion. Yeah, so plus there is an offer, so limited period of time offer. So we don't know how long is this, but there is a limited time offer. There is what is the offer? There is no change in the subscription fees. On the subscription fees, as usual, you get 10% discount when you either through a scholarship, and in addition to that, already you get a scholarship discounts also. In addition to that, you get 10% discount if you use any of the educator code, including my code. So limited offer is, so if you buy a 6 months offer, there is a plus 1 month. If you buy 18 months subscription, plus 2 months and plus 4 months. That's the limited offer that is on. But if you are preparing for CAT 21, I would rather prefer you to enroll for the iconic subscription, not because the fees is high. It is because one-to-one interactions are very important, right? One-to-one interactions, especially towards getting closer to the exam or during the interview stage, while you are preparing for your MATs, while you are trying to write your SOPs, it becomes kind of very important from that perspective. I'm hoping that all of you are writing the test. Can I know how many of you have written the test on this Sunday? That's yesterday. So generally, I keep telling you that hey, Sundays are meant to be test. So is there, how many of you have taken the test by the way on this Sunday? Can I quickly know this? Any test, whatever. I'll let know where, what, it really doesn't matter. Uh, have you taken some full-length mock test? Is my question. Mm, good, very good. Okay. Sonakshi, Vipul, Ritvik. Okay. Reverse it, Keval. Reverse that. Reverse that. Reverse the pattern. Simple, no? So you are doing it on Wednesday and analyzing on Sunday. Reverse the pattern because it's easier. It is easier. So you will not feel any unusual thing writing the mocks on Sunday. That's it. Because thing is, try to put things on the autopilot, right? Try to put the things in the autopilot mode. Just Sunday comes, your mind has to understand that you have to write a test. That's called autopilot mode. It doesn't look anything unusual. That's it. All right. Even when you are getting into your D day, right? When you get into the D day, things doesn't look unusual. Don't make things look unusual. Don't make them special because the moment you make it special, it adds pressure. As such itself, you when you go to write a CAD, that itself is little special. And don't add any special parameters to it. That's the whole thing, right? So try to make it just an usual activity so that the pressure quotient is less. All right. From that perspective, I keep telling that you just write it at that point in time. And once your admit cards are, once your hall ticket or admit card, whatever you call them. So once that is out, try to write it in that designated time. Try to write in that designated time. Mind gets kind of auto configured. You don't have to put any additional effort. Okay. All right. Yeah, that's okay, Sonakshi. That's all right. That's all right. Not a worry. Not a worry. Yeah. So I'm okay. I'm at least happy that about 4 or 5 of you are doing it regularly. Yeah, do it. Do it regularly, but shift it to Sunday. Keval, in your case, you must shift it to Sunday. There is no choice. There is no choice. Putting things on the autopilot mode helps. You will not understand it today. You will understand it closer to the exam. How important is to put things in autopilot mode. It's very important because these things bring down the pressure. Well, it's science. Basically, what I'm talking is science. Okay. Great. All right. So there we come. Good. Most of you are writing these tests. If some of you are not taking the tests regularly, I suggest you better start taking the tests regularly. Technically, take 2 tests a week. Increase the intensity a little bit. One of them must come on a Sunday. There is no compromise on this. And add another one more test on one of the weekdays. It's good. It's good to write the tests. It's good to write the test because your reflex actions becomes better. Structured learning is one, application is another thing altogether, right? Because you have to handle your emotions as well. Hmm. Okay, good. All right. Yeah, increase it. Everybody increase it to 2 from this particular week onwards. Great, guys. Let's get started now. Let's get on to the lecture. So what I do is I will give about 2 minutes of your 2 minutes time. So I want to just read through it and understand what it is. Then I will come back and we will do the concept together. Okay. Hmm. Okay, Rishav. Rishav is saying that I'm doing sectionals. All that is fine. All that is fine. Sectionals, all that is fine. Try and see that if 2 full-length mocks can be given for a simple reason that so when you give that in that order, you got to balance a little bit of emotions. Okay, I will tell you why I'm asking you to give about 2 things is, hey, what if my RCs go wrong? How does this affect my LRDI, DILR? Does this have an effect? Or am I able to isolate it? Am I learning to isolate this? The point is, all this you learn only through tests. Otherwise, you can't learn this. How to isolate? Some people can isolate. That too comes with practice. Some people can't isolate. They'll be still stuck because my RCs didn't go as per my expectation. So they are not able to isolate it, right? So therefore, what you learn is if it does not go well, you will also still learn to isolate this and try to score well. right from here. Otherwise, this section did not go well or it went really well. What is the effect? See, when it goes well, there is no problem. The problem starts when things don't work in your favor. So some LRDIs, when you do here, you say that because you get stuck in the first 10-15 minutes. 10-15 minutes is counterproductive. It's just not productive. Now the point is, how do you do the remaining? How do you use the remaining time well? Therefore, how do you use the remaining 25 to 30 minutes effectively? How do you get to know this? You have to get trapped into this once. Now, deliberately, you don't get trapped. More the tests you write, more scenarios you get exposed to, but still you will try to learn how well you can do it. For example, right, take an Indian cricket team or whatever, football if you are playing, whatsoever it is. All right, let's take cricket as an example. All right, what if they lose 2-3 wickets in the beginning? 2 to 3 wickets, they just fell flat in the first 5 overs or so. Still, some good batsmen come and they build the innings, right? Which means they're absorbing that pressure, trying to build the innings. That's important there. But that does not happen every time. Right, that does not happen every time. That also, like, if some team gets exposed more to such scenario, the middle order become that much more resilient, right? So that's what all thing is. So point is, while writing the test, you get exposed to this. Otherwise, you will not get exposed to scenarios. That's my worry. So because I don't want any scenario on the CAD day to be new scenario. So you will always say that, hey, I came across all these scenarios, not just questions. Questions is one part of the test. There are other dimensions to the test, which I also want you to kind of expose to. You're understanding why I'm expecting you to write more number of tests? Basically, I want that exposure. Similar exposure many times. That also helps, right? Because I've seen how these things help going into the D-Day. Understood, everybody? It's not about questions. If you are thinking that, hey, it is about questions and scores, no. It is not just about questions and scores. It's about the exposure to various circumstances, which you can create only through exam, not through anything else. Now, and you still expect that you will get the best you on that day, you will have the best day. That's it. Best of the days you will, one of the best days you will have, not the worst of them. Okay, good. Hmm. Hmm. All right. Fair enough. Let's get started on this. Siddharth will come to that point later. Let's get started on this. So what I'll do is, I don't want you to really answer or anything on this particular set. Okay, so all I want you to do is just read this particular paragraph and read the questions and try to move your pencil a little bit, maybe about very less time I will give. About 3 minutes is a good time. Read slowly, meticulously. Okay, just read that particular set. Read those three marked ones. Yeah, good. Very good. Very good. Very good. Yeah, some of you are able to think and get to the answers. Very good. Very good. Yeah, let me quickly explain this. All right, let me quickly explain this. Let me quickly explain this. Rex and Abin will come to that question later. All right, let's come to those kind of questions later. First, when we are doing the work, let us focus on the work. Let's finish the work and we'll take up those kind of questions. What is the implication of this, that, all of it towards the end, right? Park it towards the end. We will come and take it towards the end. Otherwise, it simply keeps breaking the thought flow. It's not a great thing to learn. Yeah, let's come back to this. So let's understand there are two parts to this. So we are seeing one side. The other side is actually a little more trickier. This side is better. The other side is trickier. Now, this is not a cat question. Okay, I'm telling you the concept here. Once we understand this particular concept, we'll be ready for a cat question. We will come towards the end of it for a cat question. Once the concept is built, answering the cat question is not a problem. That's absolutely not a problem. Okay, so what is this control number basically? Right? What is this control number that we talk about? Let's first understand this phrase. Once we understand this phrase, whatever the dramas that they do, we will be able to handle those things pretty well. All right, pretty elegantly, we'll be able to handle this. So, what is this control number? Let's understand this. What is the say here? He said that in their turn, they can pick either one stick, at least one stick, and at most three sticks. Anybody in their turn, they can pick one matchstick, or two matchsticks, or three matchsticks. This is what they can do. And the player in whose they play alternatively, same as any other game. The player who clears the table, who clears, he says that look, I cleaned it up. The player who clears the table wins. The player who clears this particular table wins. So, and hence the question comes. All right. Therefore, who is the first person to start? Harsh is the first person to make the move. All that stuff. Both are playing very intelligently. Both are very smart creatures. All that stuff out here. Fair enough. Now let's come to this. Let's develop that thought. Let's hold these numbers. Let's hold these numbers and let's establish the understanding. What is control number? What do we mean by that particular phrase? Let's try and establish that particular phrase here. Let's say, all right, let's say that, all right, let's build the sequentially. One matchsticks, the game started on the table. So there is a covered box. In the covered box, we don't know how many matchsticks are there. It's a box. There is a covered box. Let's assume a covered box. So every time these guys come in H and S, right? Harsh and who's the other character? Sagar, whenever they come in, they see a certain number of matchsticks. They cover. Harsh is always the first one to start. He sees there is only one matchstick. He is very happy. He picks it and he says, I win. Okay, so other way, let's do sequentially. What if there are two matchsticks? What if there are three matchsticks, four matchsticks, five matchsticks, six matchsticks, and so on? The game goes on. 6, 7, 8, 9, etc. Fair enough. Let's take a look at this. Hey, what if there are two matchsticks? He says that I can pick two. I cleared the table. Therefore, I'm the winner. That's what Harsh would say, because in their turn, they can pick either one, two, or three matchsticks. Hey, what if there are three matchsticks? Harsh is still happy. All right, he would come back and say that I can pick all three of them. Look, I cleared the table. Whoever is sweeping this particular table is the winner. That's what Arthur has said. So he swept the table. He said that I cleared it. Look, there is no sticks left there. So therefore, I am the winner. The problem starts the moment it is 4. Now the Harsh starts thinking, I have three ways. Now he gets into the mathematical mode. So far, no math was required because 1, 2, 3, he directly picked them. All right, therefore, there was absolutely no problem. What if it is 4? Harsh will make three cases. Probably, what if I take one? Then all right, Sagar will pick remaining three and he ensures 7. What if I take two? Sagar picks both of them and he ensures 7. What if I take three? All right, now he picks the remaining one and he ensures 7. This is called as the controlling number. Who started controlling? Sagar started controlling. You pick one, I pick three because the complement exists. What are the numbers that exist? 1, 2, 3 are the numbers which exist. So there are complements. The complement of 1 is 3. The complement of 1 is 3. The complement of 2 is 2 itself because it's a middle number. The complement of 2 is 2 itself. As long as the complements exist, there is a control. As long as there is a complement, all right, this is a word. As long as the complement exists for a number, the control can be established. If there is no complement, there is no control for that particular number. For example, hey, I allow you to pick 1, 2, all right, now let's say that, okay, 5, 5, 6, like this. 6 plus 1 becomes 7. 5 plus 2 becomes 7. What about in between? Assume that there is a 4, but not 3. There is no complement for this. Therefore, I cannot control using 4. Use 4 becomes an useless number. Okay. Anyway, that's at a higher level. We'll speak about it. Let's not worry about it. Let's talk two numbers here. As long as a complement for a certain number exists. Now, complement of what? We will come to that. As long as a complement of something exists, the control exists. That number is called as a control number. Okay, therefore, what is the control number? 1 plus 3 together, 4 is the control number. 2 plus 2 together, 4 is the control number. Complement of 3, that's 4's complement. I'm talking about 4's complement. If the complements don't exist, then the control does not exist. A control number is 4. Therefore, the complements are there. Somebody can pick 1, therefore the other fellow can pick 3. Somebody can pick 2, therefore the other fellow also can pick 2. Somebody can pick 3, therefore the other fellow also can pick 3, right? So therefore, the complements exist, and hence the control can be established with the number called as 4. In the sense, x and 4 minus x. Because if 4 is the controlling number, if somebody picks x, the other fellow controls it by using the 4 minus x. That is the concept of this. That is the concept of this. Therefore, for example, so now what is that you are trying to say here? For 4, Harish has no winning strategy. Let's either focus on Harish, or you focus on you can focus on Sagar. Focus on one fellow for a study. If you focus on both the fellows, then the study goes haywire, right? So therefore, focus on one fellow for a study. Let's say that let me focus on Harish for the study for the time being. So now you are saying that Harish for 4 looks like has no winning strategy at the moment. Fair enough. Now let's come to 5. What about I come to the next scores here? 5, 6, 7 and 8, let's say. Okay, then there is a Harish, Sagar, and there is a Harish, right? Fair enough. Okay, so now there is a 5 here. Now Harish understands that the control number has become 4 because he has an experience from 4. From experience of 4, Harish understood that somebody already, Sagar, started controlling me because of the number 4. 4 is such a number that already he has an experience of getting controlled by the opposition, and he does exactly the same thing. He picks 1 and he says that Sagar, you pick whatever you want to pick. I will start controlling you. If Sagar picks X, Harish picks the remaining 4 minus X. What do you mean? Whatever, all it. So there are 4 in front of him now, in front of Sagar. Once Harish picks 1, in front of Sagar, 4 are presented. You pick X, I will pick the remaining 4 minus X. Therefore, I will sweep this particular table. There is no choice in the matter. Same way, all it. If you understood this, you will say that, hey, you pick 2, you pick 2, I present 4 in front of you. You pick X, I will pick the remaining 4 minus X. That's what Harish says, and I will sweep this particular table. Same thing happens here. You pick 3, right? You pick 3. I will pick 3. Present 4 in front of you. If you pick X, I will pick the remaining 4 minus X because control is resting with me. Control is with me now. That is what Harish is trying to say. What about 8? Now Sagar starts controlling this. For 8, Sagar starts controlling. If Harish picks X, Sagar would pick 4 minus X. If Harish picks Y, the Sagar picks 4 minus Y. Simple. Okay, let's pick any value for Y. That's what I meant. What are the values X can take? 1, 2 or 3. Put anything that you like. Hey, I will put 1 here. Fine, he picks 3 here. That's how he controls it. 4 minus X, he picks it. Hey, Y value, I will pick the remaining 2 here. He says that I will pick 4 minus 2, I will pick 2. My point is what? X can take 1, 2 or 3. But the control, see, always the control is with someone. Either it is with Harish. The moment you look at the number, either the control rests with Harish or the control rests with Sachin. Okay, yeah, and it's always generally a arithmetic progression. We can do one more step, but it's not required. It's always in an arithmetic progression. You say that, hey, 4 for Harish, because we said that we'll study it from the Harish perspective. That's what the decision we took in the beginning. So if Harish means first person, for the first person, right, control number is 4. Two things here. I'm talking about two things. Control number is 4. Control number is 4, and also losing number is 4. Losing number for first person is 4k. Control number is 4, but the losing number is 4k. What do you mean? For 4, Harish is losing. For 8, Harish is losing. Similarly, for 12, he would start losing. There are two words. All right, now one. Control number comes in the picture because the complements exist. If the complement does not exist, control does not come in the picture. First one is the control number. Then I establish that from control number, either I can arrive at the winning number or I can arrive at the losing number. You may say that, sir, why didn't you talk about the winning number? Winning number, I have to write 3 series, 3 sequences I should write. Instead of writing 3 series, it's easy for me to write the losing number. You will have a choice. Should I write it for winning number or losing number? That's absolutely your choice depending upon the questions being asked. Right? Therefore, I will say that losing number pattern is easier here. Therefore, the losing number is 4k. Okay, you understood the meaning of control number, everybody? Control number is clear. After control number, you have to arrive at either winning number or losing number based on the pattern that you establish. True control number, we arrive at losing number or winning number. One of that. You understood this? You understood this? Control number is clear. Understood this? Okay. Okay. Rahul, we can do this with three players also. It is not that with three players it will come. With three players, they will give little more conditions because there will be a winner, there will be a runner, three positions will be there. Therefore, the rules of the game will change. You cannot put the same rules and ask them to play. Okay, it is not that with three players they were not there. With three players also it is there, right? But the rules of the game would vary, right? For example, when you play singles, right, in a shuttle badminton, when you are playing singles, the rules are different. When you play doubles, the rules are different. The game has its own rules. You cannot say that whatever you do, the rules remain same. No. Okay, yeah. So with three players also there are questions. It is not that it is not there, but the rules has to change a little bit. All right, yeah. If required, we will talk about that exposure at a later stage. Right? Yeah. Kishan, you are saying pattern not clear. What pattern is not clear? I did not do another one. I wrote only two terms, 4 and 8, but I made a comment saying that control numbers are always in arithmetic progression. Right? It comes always losing numbers or whatever it is, they will be in the arithmetic progression, losing number, not control number. Losing number is generally an AP. All right, losing number is an AP, arithmetic progression. Losing number is always an arithmetic progression or winning number, be it winning number or be it losing number. Be it winning number or be it losing number, they are in AP. They are in AP. Therefore, I didn't write the third pattern. I have to write the third number before I prove that they're in AP. But I said that, okay, you can establish that. You can establish it. You can establish it. Yeah. Therefore, the questions come pretty easy, straightforward, as most of you already kind of answered. If there are n matchsticks when the game commenced, for which of the following values of n Harsh can't win, right? Therefore, it's very clear Harsh can't win because losing number is of the form 4k. This number is 4k. Rest of them are all fine. 74 is not 4k. 86 is not 4k. 53 is not 4k. Only the 132 is 4k. Therefore, it kind of loses there. Question 2. If there were 25 matchsticks when the game commenced, find the number of matchsticks the Harsh should pick up in his first turn to ensure a win. So how does he ensure a win? 4k is a losing number. So out of 25, which is the closest 4k, 24 is the closest 4k. Put this in front of your opponent. Pick one. Harsh should pick one and present 24 in front of the opponent. That is, Sagar comes and Harsh starts controlling. Sagar picks X. Harsh starts picking 4 minus X. Harsh starts picking 4 minus X. Simple. Start controlling by using this. Right? So therefore, you have to ensure that 4k is presented in front of your opponent by picking this one. The moment you present 4k in front of the opponent, let him pick X. You start controlling by taking the complement of 4 from there. Okay? Yeah. How you get maximum for another number not applicable? What do you mean? You read, were you there from the beginning? They can pick only 1, 2, 3 in their turn, right? Kishan, they can pick only one stick or two stick or three sticks in their turn. So therefore, when they go to 4, Harsh has no winning strategy. Right? Yeah, don't worry. Establish for this. You will understand. Quickly establish for this. After that, we'll go to cat set. Then we will understand. Establish. Go to this game. Quickly go to this game, guys. Go to this. Okay, if you want to understand what has changed, the player who clears the table loses. This is the change. Rest are same. Answer it. The player who clears the table loses. Earlier it was wins. Now it's loses. That's right, Rahul. Your understanding is right. That's right. Two things, control number and then establish either winning number or losing number. First establish control number and then establish winning or losing number. Two things we need to establish here. Mm. No, Kishan, what is the answer you are giving here? That's too large. You got to get this because we are next we'll be taking up the cat set on the same style, right? Very old cat set. So you have to understand before we go there. Okay, good, good. Right. Okay, good, good. Yes, let's quickly go there. Let's quickly go there. As you understood, you can establish the same relationship. So what is happening this time? Let's understand this. Then we will summarize, and then we will go to the cat set. Okay, there is a Harsh and there is a Sagar. So let's say the matchsticks are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We can go on 6, all of that. Yeah, whatsoever it is. So let's establish it here quickly. Very good. So let's say that okay. So one matchstick. These are the number of matchsticks. Harsh takes it and he loses. There is no choice. If there is one stick, Harsh loses straight away. Straight away he loses because any player who clears the table loses. There is no choice in the matter. Bad luck. Okay, what if it is two? Harsh picks one and he forces Sagar to lose. What if it is three? Harsh picks two. He forces Sagar to lose. What if it is four? Harsh picks three. Forces Sagar to lose. You understand that very well. So point is always ensure that your opponent has the least possible number left because you can pick either 1, 2 or 3. What is the least possible number? 1. If you leave anything other than 1, that fellow will come back and push you to lose. Let's be very clear. For example, let's say that here, let's take the three matchsticks. Harsh, Sagar, Harsh, like this. Harsh is the one who is starting this game with 3. If Harsh picks 1, then Sagar would pick 1 and he will push Harsh to lose this particular game. Therefore, what? The strategy is very clear in this kind of games. What we do, ensure the opponent you just leave one so that he will pick one choiceless situation, push him to the corner. You got to push your opponent to the corner where there is no choice for the opponent. Choiceless situation is one. Let him pick that one and start losing that game. That is all you are trying to ensure. That is what the meaning of this one is. You are pushing opponent to the corner because you have the advantage of starting early. You are pushing him to the corner so that he picks that least possible one and start all right now losing that particular game. That is the whole idea. Fair enough. Now let's come to 5. Let's come to 5. So again, Harsh would get into the thinking hat. He says that I can pick 1 or I can pick 2 or I can pick 3. This is what kind of Harsh understands it. Now look at this, what Sagar does. So there are 5. Out of 5, 1 has been taken. He picks 3 and he will leave one for the Harsh. He says that Harsh, you come back, take that one, and you are going to lose it here. What if it is two? He picks two and pushes one to the Harsh. What if he picks three? He takes one and he will push one to the Harsh. Again, this is a controlling. Control is done via 4 once again. 2 plus 2, 4. 1 plus 3, 4. 3 plus 1, 4. If you look at this, the control is done by using the 4. Right? But the winning or losing number could be different. Where is the control? Control is established still by using this particular number 4. So, and hence you say that, hey, control number is 4. I'm not proving only from here. I already gave that idea to you before. Control number is 4. That's a control number. Now you got to understand. Should I write the winning number or losing number? So now this time I will say that write it for the losing number because losing numbers are coming in the stages. Winning numbers are many. All right, instead of writing it for the winning number, it makes sense to write for the losing number. Hey, what is the losing number pattern? The losing number is control number k times, control number, keep controlling it k times, and add that buffer number. Add that buffer. What is that buffer number? The buffer number is the least number that your opponent should be left with so that already he would lose that particular game. K times of control number. What is the control number? 4k. And then ensure that that buffer is left. That buffer in this case is what? 1. In this case the buffer is 1. Why that 1? Because if you lose anything other than 1, that fellow will come back and push you into the corner. So corner pushing is done by using 1. So leave that 1 buffer number. Losing number is control number k times and a buffer number. For example, let me take 9. Let me take 9. There is a Harsh. Let's say that there is a Harsh. Sagar, Harsh, Sagar, and Harsh. Let's see how Sagar controls it. So the moment Harsh picks one, Sagar controls it by picking three. Sagar's reflex action depends on Harsh's action. Okay, what if Harsh picks next time two? Sagar also pick two. Alright, he's just controlling it by using this. Now Harsh is left with one, and therefore the Harsh is losing. That's the whole point there. Hey, why? Because I already proved that they would be in AP. 1, 5, the next number would be 9. If you quickly want to understand how this is going to be 9, you know that 5 is the losing number. Anybody sees 5 in front of them, they would lose for sure, right? 5 is the losing number. Now look at this. 5 was presented in front of Harsh. Did Harsh could win this game? Absolutely not. Harsh had no winning strategy. Similarly, when 6 is presented, all Harsh does is this. Harsh has a bitter experience of 5. There is a Harsh, Sagar, and Harsh. Simple. When 6 is presented, Harsh says that, man, I will pick 1. I will put 5 in front of Sagar. The moment you put 5 in front of Sagar, Sagar has absolutely no winning strategy, because when 5 was presented in front of Harsh, Harsh had no winning strategy. Same thing is going to happen. What about 7? Harsh picks 2 and puts 5 in front of Sagar, and Sagar would have absolutely no winning strategy. Same thing with 8. What about Harsh picks 3 and Harsh picks 3 and puts 5 in front of Sagar? Sagar would have no winning strategy. What about 9? Harsh has no winning strategy because Sagar started controlling it. Right? Control number is the complement numbers that exist in the given set. So generally they give the sequential numbers 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, whatever, so that already the complements always exist. So far the questions I've seen are like this. The complements generally exist. So rarely I've seen some questions on some other platforms where, not in the CAT or ZAT kind of environment, in some platforms where the complements didn't exist. That leads to a different kind of problem of the superior level, much higher level problems. Any which ways, all right, now that's not a worry at this stage for us. Now let's try to learn and establish the control number. So what you got to do in the control number is look at every single number. So if it is 1, 2, 3 kind of, look at every single number. And if you just add these two numbers, if you write it as a 4, then ask a question. Just add the ends and write it as a 4. Call this as the dummy control number. You have to validate this. How do you validate? For 1, alright, is there a complement which exists which makes to 4? Yes. If I start with 2, is there a complement for 2? Another 2 is there. If you start with 3, is there a complement of 3? 1 is there. So just add the boundary conditions. That is one of the mnemonic. It's not a foolproof method. One of the mnemonic, one of the ways to understand this. Just add the boundary conditions. Say that probably 4 can be the control number. Then do a domain check, which means 1, complement exists or not. What do you mean by complement? 1 plus something should become 4. Yeah, 3 is there. So 2 plus something exists, right? 3 plus something exists. That's all you got to do, a check. That's called as a kind of a check you do before you expect that this is a control number, right? Okay. Any which way, so far the questions I've seen in CAT, the control numbers were complement numbers were always given. So at some other stages when I tried to solve few questions, the complements were not there. How to deal with that becomes a different understanding altogether. Any which ways. So you kind of established two things out here. Okay, did I get the control number here? Yes, control number is 4, and we also understood the mnemonic from that perspective. What if it is 1, 2, 3, 4? What if it is 1, 2, 3, 4? What is the control number? You say that the control number is 4 plus 1, 5. You call 5 as the control number. You ask a question. What is the complement of 1, 4? That exists, makes a control number. What is the complement of 2, 3? Vice versa, right? Therefore, there is no issues there. As long as the numbers are given, add the boundary conditions and call that as a control number. Validate it. Yes, these complementary pairs exist for each of those particular numbers, and you are done. After that, what? Once the control number is given, this next one is either identify a losing number or you identify a winning number. Whichever is the smaller of the two, you identify, because winning numbers are many. If I take Harsh as the reference, first person as the reference, this is the winning number, this is a winning number, this is a winning number. Winning numbers looks like many, whereas the losing numbers are fewer. Therefore, try and establish a losing number. Generally, winning number or losing number would be in arithmetic progression. Remember this, they're always in arithmetic progression. How to get this arithmetic progression? Control number, write the control number k times, you control it multiple times, and then add the buffer. What is this buffer? Buffer is the least possible number. By using that number, you push your opponent to the corner, choiceless situation. You have to push your opponent to the choiceless situation. Okay, fundamentals are clear. Fundamentals are clear. Concept is clear. Everyone, concept is clear. Any doubts now? Kishan? Concept is clear. You had some doubt earlier. Now is it clear to you? Are you clear about two terms? Control number, and you got to establish either winning or losing number. That's your choice. Winning number or losing number depends on which suits better in that environment. Clear? Everybody clear? Sonakshi is clear. Ritvik, Vishav, Kishan, are you there? Are you clear? Because you had some doubts before. No answer from Kishan. Still doubt. Yeah, okay. So get to the answers therefore. Answers therefore. Correct your answers. Most of you had given the right answers to these questions. Some of you had one or two. Some questions you messed up here. Write this. 20 matchsticks. If there are 20 matchsticks when the game commenced, find the number of matchsticks the Harsh should pick. Harsh, then control, Harsh, then control, and finally you have to control, and then S will have 1. Okay, what is this control? Control is 4K. Therefore, Harsh should pick how much. This is how the game looks like. What is that? Harsh controls this game. All it in between, there is a lot of control. All it in between, there is a lot of control. How the control is happening? Just to explain this particular game before we go to the cat one. Harsh makes the first move. This is the first move. These are the controlled moves. This is the last move. Hey, what are these moves? These moves are between S and H. These are the controlled moves. Based on the reaction of Sagar, Harsh keeps controlling it. Harsh keeps controlling it. And what is this control? We said that the control is simply 4K. Alright, control is simply 4K. So, and 1 is the finishing number, pushing him to the corner. This number is 1. He will give the opponent 1 and we will make him lose. That's what you technically mean by 4K plus 1. Control him by 4. Therefore, Harsh should pick how much so that 1 is left. Out of this 20, 1 is required for this particular stage. Therefore, 19 are left. Out of 19, 4K is nothing but 16. Therefore, how much he has to be getting it here? 3K. In other words, all of you already know the losing number. Losing number is 4K plus 1. Closest value of 4K plus 1 is 17. Closest value of 4K plus 1 closer to 20 is 17. Therefore, you say that Harsh should pick 3 there. Why? If I want to visualize this particular game, how do you visualize this particular game? Last move has to be made by Sachin. So therefore, you say that Sachin, you take 1. Therefore, you are giving 1 to Sachin. And you are saying that 4K is getting controlled. Multiple of 4 you write in between, closer to 20, which is 16. And therefore, you tell Harsh that, okay, you pick the remaining 3 there. Simple. So you may say that, no, sir, I will directly use this formula. I will equate it to a number closer to 20. That's fine. You will get 17, 4K plus 1, 17. Therefore, give 3 out there. That's also fine. So whichever way you understand doesn't matter. Okay, coming to the next one. If there are 25 matchsticks when the game commenced, find the number of matchsticks that Harsh should pick up in his first turn to ensure the win. Harsh should pick up in his first turn to ensure the win. You understand that for 25, 25 itself is 4K plus 1. Therefore, Harsh says that I can't control anybody, that somebody will start controlling me. Harsh will be controlled by S4K times. Therefore, Harsh will come back and pick the remaining one and is going to lose. Because already now this number is 24. 4K becomes 24. Who is controlling? Sagar is controlling Harsh. Therefore, Harsh cannot control. The control is either with Harsh or is it going to be with Sagar? In this case, clearly it is going to be with Sagar. Okay, concepts clear. Shall we open up to the cat set now? Shall we open up to the cat set? There were 4 or 5 questions on that. I will just give 2 questions that will help us to understand that whether we understood concept clearly or not. I'll just present 2 questions. All good? Any doubts? Ask me now. Yeah. Go ahead. This is the cat set. There were many more questions. I've just picked up a couple of questions. We'll send an understanding that we are able to solve. Simple. Yeah. Now I'll give 4 minutes. You got to solve at least one. Everybody make a try. Keep your book, keep pen. If you have understood the concept, give a serious try and get to the answers. I'm expecting right answers because concept is clear. Only the magnitude is different. Concept is same. I just took small numbers to explain the concept. The magnitude is higher here. That's it. Yeah, those who finish the first question go to the second one. Keep continuing on. Continue. Good. Continue. Hmm. Okay, guys. All right. All right. Good. 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 Yeah. Okay, let's take a look. Let's wrap it up. Let's wrap it up. Good, good. So you are all able to think because it's on the similar lines on this. Yeah, similar lines on this. Just that the magnitude, the scale is much higher. Listen, all of you listen. In 5 minutes, we will close this. In about 5 minutes, we'll close this simple set because we are already built that momentum for the last 30 minutes. So therefore, we shouldn't take much time to wrap it up. And I'm sure that all of you would have read this case clearly out here. Yeah, what has been said here? The two players, the pick alert, so each player in his turn picks up at least two, it is not one, at least two, and at most eight. In the sense, author is trying to say that two is fine, three is fine, four is fine, five is fine, six is fine, seven is fine, eight is fine. Okay, complements therefore always exist. Two plus eight is nine, this is nine. Sorry, two plus eight is 10, three plus seven is 10. This is 10, the complement of 5 can be 5 itself. Therefore, I can say that control number is 10 because all sequentially given, whenever the numbers are given in a sequence, there is absolutely no problem. And then we say that, okay, all entire sequence is given, but it's also given the only instance that a player is allowed to pick up one matchstick when there is only one matchstick left on the table. If there is one matchstick left on the table, then you can't say that it's a tie, you can't say it's a tie. Instead, you got to pick them. Therefore, I'm adding this one here. Let's say I'm just adding this one here in red color, saying that one is also allowed. Just in case one is left, we will not say that, okay, let us redo this particular game or for this particular kind of number, there is no winning strategy. Instead of that, we will say that there is an exception. We are raising an exception to that. We are raising an exception, which implies, see, 8 plus 2, as you said, that control number is 10. Control number is 10. Control number is 10. Listen, all of you carefully. Control number is 10. However, the losing number. However, the losing number. Losing number is 10k plus 2 because 2 is how I can push my opponent to the corner. By using 2, I can push my opponent to the corner. Also, the losing number is 10k plus 1. What if 1 is left? I can still push my opponent to the corner. By using 1 also, I can push my opponent to the corner. Example. I will give you an example to this. Hey, you started the game. All right, now say Harsh started the game and there is a Sachin's turn. There are, all right, now assume that, all right, assume that something like this. 9 sticks are there in front of you. Harsh has started this particular game. There are 9 sticks what Harsh can see in front of him. Harsh has a strategy. He can pick 7. Therefore, he can force him to pick 2 and lose. That's one choice. The second choice is he can also pick 8 and you can push him to pick 1 and lose. I'm fine with that as well. That's what author is trying to say. Only instance, the last sentence, the only instance, what is he trying to say is, hey, if it is 1 or if it is 2, I am fine with it. That's what I can do it for 9. Perfect. All right, good enough. Hey, what if it is 10? Say, for example, all right, now there is what if it is 10? I will pick 8 and I will push this fellow to pick 2 and I will ask him to lose. Something like this. All right, this is what we are trying to do there. See, my point is, hey, I can either push him by picking 1 to the corner. So, for example, all right, 9 was just an example to illustrate my point. Pick 1 and push him to the corner. Pick 7, give 1 to the opponent and push him to the corner. Or pick 7 and leave 2 to the opponent and push him to the corner. Therefore, control. I can control in 2 ways. Say, what are the 2 ways by which I can control? Either I can make it 10k plus 2 or I can make it 10k plus 1. That's his choice. Okay, did it kind of make sense or you want further explanation on this? There are 2 control numbers. Did you understand this? Because of this exception word, the only instance word, there are 2 control numbers. Is this clear or you want further explanation? Did you understand this? There are 2 control numbers here. The choice is with the person who is controlling it. He can control it in 2 ways. There are 2 ways to push the opponent to the corner. Either by leaving 1 stick or by leaving 2 sticks. There is a choice. Did you understand this choice? Everyone clear? Okay. Sonakshi, did it make sense? Got this? Mohit, Ritvik, Rishav, Keval. There are a couple more. What happened to you guys? Okay, Rahul, good. Yeah. Nazia, did you get this? Kishan, are you there? Okay. All right. Yeah, the moment you understand there are 2 control numbers up to 44, all right, now between greater than 6 but less than 44, you can have 4 numbers. K value can be 1, it can be 2, it can be 3, 4. Similarly, you can have 1, 2, 3, 4, which means what you are trying to say? You are saying that look, for 11 can be a control number. Right, 21 is a control number. Put 1 here, you get 11 as the output, 21 as the output, right? So here you get 31 as the output. Put 11, 3 there, 41 as the output. Also, all right, now put 1 here, already you will get 12 as the output, 22 as the output, 32 as the output, 42 as the output. For these numbers, the person, all right, whoever sees this number, they will not have a winning strategy. That's a point. If someone sees 11 in front of them, there is no way that fellow is going to win. There is absolutely no way that fellow is going to win. For example, let us take an example of Harish. Let's take example of Harish and say Harish, Sachin and Harish. The moment Harish sees 11, Harish has absolutely no winning strategy. You may say that, sir, Harish picks 2. Fair enough. He will make it 10. Sachin controls it by picking 10, making it 8. Alright, he picks 8 and he says that I control this game. He made it 10. So now Harish has no strategy but to come and pick this one and lose this particular game. That is the meaning of this particular 11. And what if it is 21? So Harish is seeing this as 21. Harish, Sachin controls it. Harish and again Sachin controls it. Then Harish will come and lose this particular game. So you may say that Harish picks 5. Sachin also picks 5. Controls it by making it 10. One set of 10 he has made. Another set. Alright, Harish picks 8. Sachin picks 2. He says that, okay, I control this. Fine. Then Harish comes and picks the remaining one and lose. That's the meaning of this particular number 21. Okay, made sense? Clear to everyone? I just took an example just in case if somebody had a doubt, what are these control numbers? Made sense? Everybody clear on this? Because this becomes the stepping stone for our next question. This becomes the stepping stone for the next question. We can do many more questions, but doesn't add value after this. Okay, yeah, let's take a look at the second question. If for some n, listen very carefully on this. If for some n, it is known that number of matchsticks picked by Harish in his first 4 moves are this. Then how many matchsticks should Sachin have picked up in the third move? So that third move that will ensure a win for Harish. Who is winning here? Harish is winning. Now listen to the sequence of this. Harish's first move, then comes Sachin's first move. Listen very, very carefully here. Then Harish second move. Then there is a Sachin second move. Harish third move. Then there is a Sachin's third move. Harish fourth move. Then there is a Sachin's fourth move. And then this fourth move, the Sachin is going to lose. That's a point here. For some n, it is known that the number of matchsticks picked by Harish in his first four moves are this. Then how many matchsticks does Sachin have picked up in his third move to ensure a win? And who is winning? Harish is winning. Who is clearing it? For, you may say that, sir, where it is given that in the fourth move it get over. Doesn't matter. The game can go on and on and on. Finally, Sachin has to come and close this particular game. Let's assume that Sachin is closing this particular game. Hey, what is this number? This number is either going to be 1 or 2, which no one knows. Simple. Alright, Sachin will pick either 1 because Harish should have pushed him into the corner in such a way that Sachin would be left with either 1 or he would have left with 2, and therefore alright, no, so he would have lost this particular game. If it's 1 or 2, that's a different issue that I don't know. Okay, now what is this Harish? Harish is the first move. What is this first move strategically? And then what Harish keeps controlling. See, that's important. If Harish is winning, whatever Sachin picks, Harish controls. Harish controls. This is one control Harish should establish. This is the second control that the Harish is going to establish. This is the third control Harish is going to establish. What do you mean by that? This is what I was trying to tell in the beginning of the lecture. Hey, this is how you control. There is a first move. There is a first move here. There is a structure. There is a first move and there is a last move, and in between are the controlled moves. All the controls are happening in between. What do you mean by control? Control means 10. This is the control number. In between is the control. Now, do I know whether it is 1 or 2? I don't know. But Sachin has lost. That's what I know. All right, 1 or 2. Did he pick 1 to lose or did he pick 2 to lose? I have absolutely no idea. Fair enough. Hey, what is the first number of Harish? 6. First number is 6. Fair enough. What is the second number of Harish? This is 4. I'm writing for Harish. Harish number is 4. Hey, what is the third move of Harish? It is 3. What is the fourth move of Harish? It is 6. Harish is 6. All right. Yeah. So therefore, all right, let's come back to this. Therefore, all right, this is what Harish has done. Harish in his first 4 moves have picked up this respectively. Then how many matchsticks Sachin has picked up in his third move? That's a question. How much he has picked up in his third move? Simple. Now look what Harish is trying to do. He's trying to make it 10, which means how much did Sachin pick so that Harish went on to pick 6? Very simple. Sachin has picked 4. That is when Harish went on to pick 6. If you ask me that, hey, tell me in the second move how much Harish has picked, Sachin has picked, I can tell that also. I will look at this 3. Hey, why did Harish has picked 3? Because Sachin has picked 7. Because Sachin has picked 7. You may ask that, hey, how much Sachin picked in the first move? Why on earth Harish has picked 4? Because he was trying to control what? He picked 6. Therefore, he picked 4. So any question could have been answered here. It doesn't matter. Did the game end in the fourth move? That I don't know. The game can go on because all in between Harish is trying to do is what? He is trying to control Sachin by using the control number. Is this clear? Now I don't have to fill this matrix completely. I showed this to you. Once that structure is clear in my mind, Harish's fourth move depends on Sachin's third move. That much I know. I will go to Harish's fourth move in this question. Straight away, I will go to Harish's fourth move, which is 6. I will just pick a complement number of this, which is 4. I will pick that and I will mark the answer and move on from here. Guys, did it make sense? Clear to you? Is this complete structure clear to you? I think with this question, we can actually nail down the full structure. You understood the complete structure on this. And there were many more questions. But then once we understood thus far, about 45 minutes, 50 minutes, it should be clear. First 6 matter keval because first 6 ensures that 1 or 2 are left here, right? First 6 does matter because instead of picking 6, if he picks 4, then he will lose, man. If first 6 matter because based on this 6, this 1 is going to be left. If he picks 6, then he can control. Probably if he picks 4 here, he will not be able to control. Alright, then Harish will start, Sachin will start controlling. Understood? The first and the last are important because one based on what he picks in the beginning, he can control the other fellow. Because how does he control? 10k plus 1 or 10k plus 2. So which means whatever that excess was there, he has to absorb it, right? Keval, he has to absorb. He has to absorb. For example, now think about this. Now think about a question. What if there were 35 sticks? What if there are 35 sticks? When he came 35 sticks, the first move of Harish matters. The first move of Harish matters because how much he can leave in front of the opponent to control. 31 or 32 he can leave. If he decides to leave 31, you better pick 4 so that 31 are left and you start controlling the opponent. What if it is 32? Already you decided to leave 32 for him. Then pick 3. If you pick 3, 31 you can start controlling. With 31 you can start controlling. If you pick 3 here, with 32 you can start controlling. So you want to control with 31 or 32, you have a choice. But that choice depends on how much you pick in the beginning. That should be a very calculative. In this calculation doesn't matter. But overall question it matters. In this calculation it doesn't matter. Once the structure is clear, you can just look at this, because this control structure is this. Once this control structure is clear, it doesn't matter. None of the numbers matter, only this number matter, right? If you say like this 3 also doesn't matter, this 4 also doesn't matter, this 6 also doesn't matter. Only number that matters is this 6. That's a reality in this question. For someone who clearly understood this concept, only number that matters is this 6, what I'm marking in blue color. Other numbers also doesn't matter. Fair enough, made sense. But for that, the structure should be clear in our mind. Yeah. Okay. All right. Good. I guess the set all of you might have understood and you would have enjoyed it. Yeah. Coming to the closure portion of it. Tomorrow we'll be meeting on the we're meeting for a special class. We'll do algebra. Tomorrow we'll do algebra. That's 21st Tuesday. That's tomorrow at 4:30 p.m. We'll do 1 hour lecture. 4:30. We will continue algebra at 4:30 on the app. You got to, if you have not downloaded the app, use one of the educator codes. You can use my code and you can download this particular app, and it's a free class, right? That's a free class. That's what you can do. And these are the upcoming classes, just in case you want to block your time on the calendar for the next 2 days. Tomorrow we'll do 4:30. We will do algebra. Again, we'll continue on the sequences and series, one of the important topics from algebra. And then at 10, no class at 2, no class at 2, Rishabh. Yeah. So on the 10, so we will do a little bit of numbers. So because that one last portion is left, right? Last two digits of an exponential even number. We will do that, and then we will quickly see some of the applications of factors. The factors, you study a little bit on the factors and come, because I will start with some applications on the factors. I will give a quick overview, read a little bit about the factors and come. That will help us to do it a little faster and better. Okay, because I'm focusing more on the application side of it rather than that. Okay, yeah. And on 22nd, so we will do 2 algebra lectures. We'll do 2 algebra lectures, both on app. You got to download the app. And while downloading the app, it can ask for some educator code. You can use the code and you can download the app. Right. If you just want to understand the course that I'm doing on the plus, this is the course I'm doing. Each lecture is about 100 minutes. I've chosen 100 minutes. Each lecture is 100 minutes. 100 into 6. It's a 600 minutes lecture. I've divided this permutation combination probability into 600 minutes. So this is how I kind of divided them. That's on 23, 24, 25, etc. In about a week's time, we will close this module on the plus platform. That is what is coming up in the next few days. Okay, if you have not liked the lecture, before you leave, like the lecture, share the link with your friends, and you can subscribe for this channel in case you are not subscribed. But ensure that if you have liked it, express that, and then you can close the session. Yeah, this is one of the upcoming plus batches. The group of educators are taking this particular batch. That's on starting on 22nd, one for 22. The other one is for CAT 21. Check already if something suits you. You can look for this. Yeah. Okay, any questions you can ask me now. Yeah. Siddharth, you were asking that how to brush up basics of LR. What do you mean by brushing up basics of LR? Can you elaborate a little bit? Brush up of basics of LR. Take what book you are following, by the way. What LR book you have? Brush up of LR. Good night. Those who guys want to leave, yeah, you guys can leave. Those who are leaving can leave. Those who have some questions can stay back and you can ask me. Siddharth, you are saying that how to get mentoring on the prep. So if it is a short mentoring, I can help you. You can come on the app and I can help you on that, right? But if it is a detailed mentoring, then you can go for that subscription, right? So that you can spend a good amount of hours on it. Okay. if it's a detailed mentoring, and on the other query you can put it across, like, so what exactly you meant by that, I will help you on this. Rishabh, previous year CAT, ZAT, IFT papers are the best things. So well thoroughly, I mean, like, they think a lot, and all other books are the subset of that, nothing else. Okay, I've seen all the books. Just take that content and tweak it, it becomes another set. That's it. Okay, and these are the easiest way to get that. So if you can solve last 10 years, so, I mean, once the structured preparation is done, the best way is take a look at ZAT papers, CAT papers, and IFT papers. Selectively do them because some of them may not add value. Selectively do them and you are done. No, Siddharth, you don't have to do any basics. You don't have to do any basics before you do my video lectures. My lectures will cover the basics also. Yeah, my lectures will cover the basics also. You don't have to do any basics. If you are watching my lectures, you don't need any basics on the LR and DI. So whatever I am doing, you don't need any of this. Okay? Yeah, you don't have to solve any. You can directly do them. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, that's right, Rishabh. That's right. That's been my opinion. All right. So any other questions? Done? Fine. So I'm closing the meeting then. I will close it here. Maybe all right, something comes up, put that in the comments. So I will take those questions in the comment. Yeah. Good night, guys. See you tomorrow at 4:30. Bye till then. Stay blessed. Good night.